What's going on, Pokemon trainers? Trainer Connor 100 here, and you're going to be watching another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle video. Today we're using a Greninja team that has some of the same Pokemon from the last Wi-Fi battle video. There's Greninja holding the Life Orb, Choice Banded Hisuian Arcanine, Black Sludge Venusaur, and Choice Scarf Ninja. I added in Soul Dew Latios and an Expert Belt Fluttermane to the mix. Yes, I should have put the booster energy item on Fluttermane, but I forgot to do that. Because it's a passerby battle, you never know if your opponent is going to bring a legendary Pokemon or not. Fluttermane is there to accommodate for that. Fortunately though, my opponent, Maxy, has a regular OU team. We see a few notable threats like Noivern, Ogerpon, and Great Tusk, but Greninja kinda has a field day in this battle, not gonna lie. With that said, let's begin the battle. I begin with my shiny Greninja here, nicknamed Ninjago, as I was expecting either Noivern or Great Tusk to start. Maxy decides to lead out with Skeledirge, probably expecting me to lead out with Manchow or Latios. I go for Surf on turn 1 as we see a Alomomola coming in to sponge the hit. Alomomola is annoying, but we do have Venusaur who generally walls it, unless Alomomola randomly carries Ice Beam. My opponent decides to go for Protect, which is fine with me. We attempt to U-turn out. The next turn, though, is where I should have gone for a Dark Pulse. I end up doing that later on in the match, but not right now. So we see leftovers. On Alomomola, we don't have knockoff this battle. It's unfortunate that Greninja can't learn it. Anyways, so we go for U-turn, and we do go into Venusaur expecting the flip turn. It's unfortunate because he can just go into Noivern and pretty much hit me with a Hurricane. Now, we don't know if the Noivern is Choice Scarf, Choice Specs, or even Terra. We'll find out soon enough. Okay, so Noivern is here, and I make a really ballsy decision here, leaving Venusaur in on the Hurricane. He barely hangs on with 6 HP and we put the Noivern to sleep. So that's great, but at the same time, I should have switched into Arcanine there. But the Dragon move was also an option for him. And that's the thing about passerby battles, you never know how competitive your opponent is going to be. So he has to stay asleep for that one turn there. Here's the second turn of sleep, and we go for Sludge Bombs, just to put some chip damage on the Noivern, which is fantastic. If we can get rid of Noivern, then it'll make my job easier in winning the battle. Now, I do question my opponent Maxy switching out there, because now he just reset the sleep turns. While he did predict the Sludge Bomb, there's no reason for him to switch out there, in my opinion. He switches out again, goes back into Noivern here. I do go for Earth Power, but I'm looking at him like, that's not the right move, because now you have to sleep for that one turn there, basically. And I took the opportunity to switch out and go back into Ninjago, pretty much hit him with an Ice Beam. That's all I have to do, even though Alomomola is coming back in. You know, I'm just playing it safe, no harm, no foul. There's a chance that we freeze Alomomola, even though that's very unlikely. We gotta put chip damage onto it, that's what I'm going for. Eventually I will go for Dark Pulse at the right time. Now we have to keep in mind on how much recoil I'm taking from the Life Orb here. That will come into play at some point in the battle. So he goes for Protect again, and we go for Dark Pulse, finally, because I felt like that was the safe option. I figured my opponent would switch out after this, because that's what happened last time out, so I go for Surf, which, that doesn't do anything. Man, we're just taking so much recoil for no reason. He goes for Wish. So we're playing pretty poorly against this Alomomola here. It is a good Pokemon now. It's an OU, in case you didn't know. So we go for U-turn, we get out of there, and I decide to go into Latios, trying to see if I can smack him with a Draco Meteor or something. He goes for Flip Turn, so I know somebody's going to utilize the wish, and that would be Noivern. But keep in mind, Noivern is still asleep. Alright, so Noivern is here again. It does get its HP restored thanks to the wish. That's fine. We do see my opponent Terrasilize here, and I was worried about it being a fairy or steel type because it would obviously handle my attacks pretty well. It's actually a fire type, which makes sense for it being quite weak to ice. Now I honestly thought I was in the clear here, but he actually wakes up and goes for Flamethrower. It doesn't do that much damage to Latios, and we destroy Noivern with a single Draco Meteor. So despite him getting the wish going there and waking up, it unfortunately doesn't save him. It was a good attempt though. Earthworm does come out, and I decided to recover and Calm Mind back to back, because I didn't think he could hit me really hard. So I took the opportunity to restore my health and get my special attack back up to normal. So that's what ends up happening. He does get up Stealth Rocks, which I don't have a spinner or a defogger. Here he shows me Shedtail. And of course, for those who don't know, Shedtail creates a substitute and then you switch out. He goes into Ogerpon. I was worried he would have... Actually, I wasn't sure against the Latios. Are we? Because I don't think it can learn Ice Punch or Ice Beam. So we go for Luster Purge. I think it's that neutral special attack. Because Draco Meteor partially lowers your special attack. He goes for Sword Stance. So at that point, I was like, oh, okay, it's one of these sets. So we go into Venusaur primarily for death fodder reasons. So we do appreciate you, Venusaur, but it has to be done. He does show me Throat Chop. If I just stayed in with Latios, that would have been awesome, but I don't know why he would go for it against the Latios. But that's okay, so we lose Venusaur. I decided to use U-turn there because I thought he would switch out. That was definitely an over-prediction on my part. My bad. And so I have to sacrifice a Pokemon again, and this time it's going to be Fluttermane. And at +2, and his 4 defense is at 55, that's going to easily finish off Fluttermane. So we lose Fluttermane also, but it's okay. So we go into Whiplash, and I opted to use Poison Jab. I didn't want to miss the high jump kick there, but that would have been the proper play because that would have handled the Ogerpon and the Orthworm here, who comes back out. And I think my opponent knows I'm choiced in some way or another. So we withdraw and go into Latios, expecting not necessarily the body press, but it's okay. He switches out, and I wasn't sure what he had. He has Skelgers. I'm like, oh yeah. From the first turn of the battle, I go for a Draco Meteor. It's my strongest move. And we do a lot of damage to it. But Skelgers has great special defense stat, as well as HP. So he's able to take that pretty well, actually. So we are going to switch out again. And we decide to go into Ninjago for the typing matchup here, obviously. We have to be wary of the pointed stones, that would be the Stealth Rocks, right? As well as my Life Orb recoil. It doesn't show you how much HP I've got left. At least not yet, anyway. And yeah, so we have to be cautious about that. He goes back into Alomomola. I knew that would happen. That's where I go for Dark Pulse. Finally, that should have been my go-to move a long time ago, but that wasn't the case. Now we go for it. He goes for Protect again, scouting once more, and I just keep going for Dark Pulse. I have no reason not to switch out. I mean, I know how my opponent is playing at this point, so we're going to change the way we've been battling thus far, and we're just going to keep going for Dark Pulse. Even though Orthworm is coming back in, it's only going to do neutral damage. So, again, I'm not going to do anything crazy here. We're just going to keep going for the dark pulses, and we finally knock out Orthworm. Alomomola comes back in because of the regenerator. Its HP got restored. We withdraw again, going to Latios, because I really don't have anything super effective because Venusaur is not here. The only way we can handle this Pokemon is set up with Calm Mind, and then we can hit him with a really strong Draco Meteor. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it goes from here. So we do get our special attack and special defense boost from the Calm Mind as Alomomola goes for another flip turn. You see there that the battle timer is showing about 45 seconds. That's how long this battle has been going for. I couldn't believe it. This is a first, actually, for me. Believe it or not. We go for Draco Meteor. We're trying to see if we can knock out his Skeletors, but he knocks me out with a Hex. We both have 3 Pokemon remaining, and the battle is going to be over as I bring in Ninjago at this point. However, when we select a move, the timer has run out. I apparently lose to Maxy, even though we have the same amount of Pokemon remaining on our sides of the battlefield. I thought that was crazy. I wanted to post this because I would have won this battle with Ninjago being out, and then I had Meowscarada in the back, as well as Arcanine. We never got a chance to use Arcanine. I would have won this battle, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. That was a great battle, regardless of that weird outcome. I wanted to post it, and it was a great one. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed this one. We'll be back. I plan on recording the OM of the month for Pokemon Showdown's Bad and Boosted, as well as Regulation J, Season 34 on Pokemon Online. It's the singles tournament where you can bring legendaries. So that's pretty fun. I have a team in mind that I want to try out, and I will record some battles from it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this battle video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, trainers.